Mars is the latest arena in the US-China rivalry, with both countries launching probes this month. CNN. Largest 3D map of the universe ever created revealed by astrophysicists. MSN Money. Fiat Chrysler and Waymo sign exclusive deal on self-driving commercial vehicles. CNBC. Hydrogen-injected natural gas to heat homes in Alberta City next year. CBC.ca. Would your community cope better, or worse, with a second wave of COVID-19? Castanet.net. This material is so hard that it cannot be cut. Ubergizmo. In times like this, vices go up. Legal cannabis sales hit record high in May. CTV News. Okanagan stargazers delighted by comet NEOWISE. It's a very rare opportunity. Globalnews.ca. Mitch McConnell says legal hemp industry off to a rocky start. Marijuana moment. 4-hour waits for COVID tests the norm at Winnipeg's 3 sites. Winnipeg Free Press.